So what you've just heard then was a jazz mix which I've completed, and here is the multi-tracks now inside of Logic, and I'm going to show you what I've done to create the mix. So on the kick out of the with not on, it sounded very flat. So I added some compression and an SSL channel for some EQ. So I am here it is with the effects. As you can see, there's not much compression applied because I wanted to kind of keep it, because it's a jazz track, I wanted to keep it kind of natural sounding. And I started off with a preset and then edited to what I think sounded the best. And then I'd done the same on the kick out. It's the same compressor settings, but just slightly different EQ. And then on the snare, I've used a CLA 76 compressor, which is a model of an 1176. Again, started with a preset and then adjusted to taste. And then again, same here with the SSL, which is only a 4-band EQ. So again, I started with the preset and then adjusted it and just disabled the compressor and gate because I didn't want to use them, because I wanted to keep ambience because there was no room mic and it's a kind of a natural track. And then I used a graphic EQ just to because there was some frequencies which I just didn't like, and I wanted to kind of find them on a graphic and cut them. And then on toms, it's pretty simple. I just used SSL again with a preset customized, and then again there were some frequencies that I didn't like that I wanted to boost, so I just did that in a graphic. And the overheads has just got very, very light compression, just for when the snare hits, and then just a cut off at about 100 hertz, and then just a very boost around 8k. If you listen to them. And then the bass have a C6, which is a multi-band compressor, which is, I started with the preset and then I adjusted it, so it's kind of got a low end boost and kind of a roll off in the highs, but there was no highs on the actual bass anyway. I think from the recording process it must have had a cut off. And then I've got that ran into a bass amp, which is on the hi-fi DI setting, and then again I've customised it, and I've got an exciter then on that bass to bring a bit of the top end back because there wasn't any, and then I've just got an EQ, so I've got a boost around 53 hertz, and then a boost in quite a big boost in the top end around around 1k, 1.5k, to bring back a bit of that treble. And then on the electric guitars, it's quite simple again. It is just very light compression and a bit of EQ. And then the guitars are panned hard left and right. And then on the gong, which is only at the very start of the track, there's just a simple bit of EQ. And then on the piano, if I just close all this, on the piano there's just again some compression. And then just a simple bit of EQ, and then I've got the S1 imager, which kind of adds a bit of stereo image into it. And then I've got the X noise preset because the original recording was quite noisy. And then over here on the buses, there's reverb for the piano, just to add a bit of ambience, and then the drum bus. And then snare reverb. And then finally on the stereo out, I've got my mastering, which is just kind of to taste. So I've started off with the Abbey Road vinyl on the Mixbus Hi-Fi preset, and then ran into a tape machine emulator with the mastering preset. And then on the vinyl plugin, I've also turned down the noise and crackle and clicks just because I didn't need them. And then here's the NLS channel, which is basically like a vintage console emulator. So I've got it set on Mike, which is a studio engineer, and I think this is based on a Neve console. And then finally, I've got the level 3 multi-maximizer, which is just a multi-band mastering compressor. And it's not attenuating much. It is not attenuating much, if at all, only at the peaks.